is your property? And it depends on what business you're running. How big is your property means that wherever business you tend to do, you must have a space to run your home business. Then secondly, you need to consider your family. When I say family, you have children, you have husband. And the other thing you also need to consider when you're trying to do your own business is the environment that you live in. What is the environment? Where is the environment you live? Some environment that you live that maybe in the night you cannot, your music or whatever business you do, you cannot make noise. The noise factor must be reduced. Whatever business you do, you need to check with the zonal law of that very particular area. The zonal law of that very particular area will tell you what you can do and what you cannot do. You cannot say you want to run a home business whereby you maybe in your home you'll be selling kerosene, you'll be selling calorie gas, you'll be selling any explosive. You have to check with the law of that what's it called? You have to check with the local government. You need to check with business link. You need to get advice before you decided to set up your own business. And some businesses will allow you to travel. It's not only that you need to be home. Some businesses will allow you to travel out. So can anybody in the house tell me what sort of business you can run from home? Anybody in the house?
Networking.
That's good. What else?
Child market.
Right. What else? Anybody in the house? Right. Whatever business you do, you need to check with the local government of your area. You first of all need to find out, this business I'm doing, is it legal or not legal? And when we talk of fostering, one of our sisters said fostering. With fostering, you need to check with Ofsted. When you check with Ofsted, the Ofsted people will come in and check your property, the building that you want to use for the fostering, and just to make sure that you have sufficient room. If you are only entitled, they will tell you according to the room that you have, how many children you can take. And then on top of that, then you still have to go to certain training, and they will then still have to assess you. And what I'm going to also talk about today is the setup business procedures. When I say setup business procedures, before, like I said, to do any business, you must be able to know what your potentials are, what are your skills. Don't just jump into a business because someone else is doing it, that you want to do it. You must be able to find within yourself, what are the things that make me want to do this? Because when I decided to go into party planning, I realized that I'm a person, I'm very tidy. I love organizing things for people, and I love decorating. I'm very creative. When it comes to creativity, is in me. And a friend of mine, which actually did a hall decorations for one at her husband's 50th birthday, and everybody that walked into that hall looked and said, wow, this is beautiful. And I personally myself, when I did it, and I thought, wow, yes, I am very proud of what I did. So at the end of the day, during the law, because I started last year, August, and then she called me. She said, listen, I'm thinking of going into business. Do you want to come with me? Because I have seen the quality of your business. I have seen the quality in what you do, and I want to go into business with you. And I said, yes. So every time that people want to do things, even though you don't really have to get paid, to get people to know what you do, you can do it voluntarily. By doing it voluntarily, you're introducing yourself to the public, to the people that you're selling your business to. Because word of mouth is sometimes better than even though doing an advert. Because not everybody have the access to internet, not everybody have access to, I wouldn't say not everybody have access to television. Because there are some places that do not even have television, even though we're in England. Some people does not even watch television. So, but the quality of things that you do, the word of mouth goes around. And the other thing I want you to also do is, before you set up a business, like I said earlier on, you write down the things that needed in your business. What will you sell? It is legal or is illegal? Who will buy it and how often will it be sold? Are you willing to take what it takes to sell the products? Risk taking, possibility of losing money, and disappointments. And what will it cost to produce, advertise, sell, and deliver? And what law is guiding that business that you're doing? There's always law in every business that we decided to take on. So my advice to you is to check with your solicitor, is to check with your accountant, check with your local government, do a very good research. Go on the internet, Google what you tend to do. Go into the business link. By talking to Business Link, they will give you the opportunity to meet with an advisor within your area to talk to you about the business that you tend to do. And then the other thing is, you have to consider how long will it take you to make a profit? Because not every business that you start straight away that you start making profit. The only thing I can advise people when you're doing a business, make sure you have your standard. You have to set a standard. Any business that does not have a standard, I'm telling you, the chances of moving up into the next level is going to be very tough. It's going to be very difficult because people look for standard. People look for quality. People look for when they ask you to do something, you don't disappoint them. People look for things that at the end of the day, you go miles. Try to go miles for your customers. Anyone that does not wish to go miles for their customers, then at the end of the day, they will not promote you. You need to be able to assess yourself and feel good within yourself. If you take on any business, what you need to do is to make sure that you create time. You have a planner. Have a planner as to, okay, I've been given a contract or I've been given decorations to do, or whatever you feel that you do within your house or in any area of your business. You have to have a strategic plan. You have to be able to manage your time so that you do not let your customers down, because there are a lot of competitors out there who are ready to take on business. And there's one other thing. If we have a look at McDonald's has no competitors. Do they have competitors? No. The reason being because they have a standard. They have people doing the research, which we call them marketability team. Those are the specialists, the people that actually look into the designing of the new products, looking into way of having an advertisement that will sell the product. So they don't have competitors. Even though a 1-year-old that will walk past McDonald's today, once they see that sign, that M sign, they will start pointing their fingers. Mommy, I want McDonald's, because there's a quality in there. And anything that we do, we need to make sure we put in quality, we put in effort. So having a home business, there are lots of advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of having a home business is you don't pay rent. Your rent is included in your mortgage. It's included in your rent. You don't pay what's it called? The business rate. The business rate, because for you to be able to start paying taxes, it depends on the income, how much you're generating in a year within that business before you start paying tax. Whatever information I'm giving you today, the legality side of it and other aspects of your needs, you need. I believe I can touch the sky. I believe they can do anything. You have to believe in yourself. There's one thing I wanted to say about believing in yourself. And Mrs. Sholari, our mother here, she can be my she can testify to what I'm trying to say today. During the snow that we had in December, she was going to the shop with her grandson, and she got to the hill, and she said she cannot go in, she can't do it. And a 5-year-old boy said to her, "Grandma, you can do it. If you believe in yourself, Grandma, you can do it." And then she put her foot down on the gas, and she did it. So do not feel that you cannot do anything. You can. Like I said, there are a lot of opportunities out there for women to take the opportunity and run with it. Don't believe because you have children, that's the end of your life. No, there is more to it. If you have any skills that you feel that you need to brush up, go to school, ask people, seek information, seek advice from people that's already doing it. Look for someone as a role model, somebody that you can talk to. Pay money to achieve skills. Pay money to achieve knowledge. Pay money to obtain information. Because in order for you to fulfill your dream, it will cost you. Even if you're doing it at home, it will cost you. There are businesses that you still need to go out there and do and pay people to do it for you. For me, today, CCTV, I believe, is a foundation that has got so much in the house that you can talk to the chief host, you can speak to the coordinator. If you need any information to help you to set up your own business, for you to be yourself, for you to get to where you feel you want to get to in life, because there are a lot of us in this country that keep thinking when you see somebody doing it, you say, oh my God, I want to do that. But what did you do? Did you take the move? Did you take the step? The people that are actually doing it, those are the people who are actually taking the step that you are seeing on the television, that you are seeing in the newspaper. Do it. Don't be scared of failure. If you don't fail, you don't learn. We learn from our mistakes. So whatever we tend to do, we just have to be focused and be God-minded that yes, in everything you do, you need to put God first. Ask yourself, am I ready for this? Because there are so many things that we get ourselves into that we're not ready for. If you're not ready for it, don't do it. Because you don't want to let your customers down and you don't want to let yourself down. So whatever you do in life, going into any business, number one, you'll have to consider your husband. If you're married, you need to speak to your husband. Because you cannot start a home business without consulting your husband. There will be a problem. You cannot start a home business without considering your children, who's going to care for them. The time that you're going to be using that, the childcare has to be in place. You cannot start your business. If you're renting, you need to check with your landlord. What sort of business, depends what sort of business you're doing. Because some landlord would not want the property to be used for certain businesses. If you're doing catering, which is most of us African women, we do, the cooking and doing parties, you need to check with your landlord. Because everything has its own consequences. So you need to do that by ensuring that you search for the right information to ensure that whatever you do, it is not illegal. I'm okay. All right. I'm here to encourage you today. Take the bull by the horn. Go out there. Let your dream, whatever dream you have, let it be realized through your efforts, through carrying out information, speaking to people, getting information. Go out there, see what people do, pay money to achieve knowledge. And I pray that today, I have spoken, and my co-speakers are going to tell you today, you'll be able to take care of it, and just go out there and be yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Remy Ako. Thank you very much. Just to buttress on what she has said, she made mention of McDonald's. How many of you actually know the philosophical history behind McDonald's? A lot of you don't know. How many of you know? Okay, Madam, we like to tell. How McDonald's started? Yeah, how it started. McDonald's actually started as an hawker. He was hawking from house to house. What a lot of people don't do. He was selling, burger, whatever he was selling from house to house. Into that global level. That's what we call a world-class business. So when if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, if you are not ready to start small, you are chasing shadow instead of substance. So try, as Mrs. Remy Agura said, if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, you must invest in yourself. Who can tell me what is the cost of a 19 karat gold?
2 karat 5.
the cost of a 19 carat. And different prices. And you, as in, the prices that some people know, as in some people can say, okay, they can maybe
decide it.
It depends. Okay, what can I give me price? Is there anyone between 100 to 150 pounds?
No.
Okay, is there any gold between 100 to 150 pounds?
No.
Cheap one, fine. If you can buy a gold with 100 to 150 pounds, why can't you invest in a course of 150 pounds to develop yourself? I used to tell people, I don't actually know whether there's somebody here. As I'm standing in front of you here, within a pace of 2 years, I think my director can testify to this, I have bought almost 150 books. If you don't invest in yourself, how can you compete? Definitely you can compete. Readers are leaders. The more you read, the more creative you become. It's like a magic. The ideas keep coming. So that's the purpose of what I just said. Yeah, before we move on, in the seminar of today, I will quickly want to call the chairman. I want to call, before I call on the chairman asks just one or two things to give to the audience. I will want to call the chairlady of this occasion. She just arrived, because of the orders of transportation and the rest. She just arrived. And I want to use this opportunity for everyone to give her a standing ovation, a round of applause, as I call in our mother, Reverend Mary Ogbonna, Justice of Peace. Usher,
May I say good afternoon to everybody. I welcome you all to this event. I also thank the organizer of this event for giving me this opportunity to at least have one or two words with you. Sorry taking you back to scripture, that is Bible. Genesis 1:28. In the beginning of this world, the intention of God to create us as a human being is to have dominion over everything. And to have dominion is to control everything, not to control you. One way to see clearly whether someone is to have dominion or not is to check if he or she is working for himself. As long as you are working for somebody else, ladies and gentlemen, you are still dominated. Your time, your life, and your finance is in hand of someone. Yes. That is your employer. Example, if you are traveling, you have to take permission. If you want to have holiday, break, or anything, you have to take, somebody have to determine for you. That is your boss. In order to get hold of the promises of God for us, that is the promises of God. Ladies and gentlemen, you must be your own employer and the master. This program is totally welcome. There's no better time for this. It can now, especially this time of economic hardship all over the world. I suggested maybe all what is happening now is the handwork of God to make us wake up to the promises, and for this reason, I congratulate the organizer of this event for waking us up to have our inheritances. When we wake up, that is when we all see the blessing of God in our hand. Because God has always blessed us as children of God, but it's in the hand someone else. I mean your employer. Your employer is enjoying the blessings because you are still working for him. If you are praying for blessing, may God bless me, may God bless me, and you are still working for someone, definitely that's the person that is enjoying your blessing. You remember the story of Jacob when he was in the house of Laban, that is his father-in-law. He's working for him, and the man is progressing. If you remember Joseph in the house of Potiphar, today I implore you all to take this opportunity and utilize it. Once more, I welcome everybody to this event. As I congratulate the organizer, I believe you will take it, you will not take it lightly. Thank you all, you are welcome.
Some people, because of a little problem, I have seen a lot of experiences in the UK. Since I've been in the UK, you see somebody who wakes up in the morning. He was supposed to attend to some customers in his business, and maybe somehow, peradventure or perhaps, he has a disagreement with his, with her husband, and the customer will begin to call her phone, and in the evening he will say, "Oh, I'm very, very sorry. I couldn't pick up your phone calls. I'm sorry, I had a bad day." How can you maximize your potential when just a little conflict you have in the morning, whether with your child, with your husband, disturbs you from attending to your client? You can never build a world-class business in that form. I'm a lecturer of business management. When I was in Nigeria, I taught a course in a university. It's called Courses and Advancement of Business Failure. There are some things I have seen in the life of so many people that can never allow them to maximize their potential, no matter how you pray or fast. The Indians are very successful because they are passionate about what they do. They are passionate about their religion, they are passionate about their business, they are passionate about their family. And they are ready to die on whatever they do. If you have a talent and you cannot die for it, as far as I'm concerned, I have to tell people that know me. I say, look, I want to teach all my life. I just want to teach all my life. When I was planning, we were planning for this seminar, I was doing some research and I came across a woman called Marian Evans. How many of you know who Marian Evans is? Literature student, A-level student here. Who is Marian Evans? Marian Evans is George Eliot. She came from a poor background. She has a very low pedigree. She even scandaled our society by choosing to marry a married man whose wife refused, or whose wife refuses to divorce him. But you can never talk about literature, world-class literature, without George Eliot. So what kind of circumstances do you find yourself? I used to tell people you are going on the way, and maybe possibly we will not pray for you. You are picked by the police, Metropolitan Police, and you are deported back to your country. It's not the end of life. Your husband has disappointed you. Because of that, you collapse a whole plan that will have put you on the pinnacle of greatness. You have no apology, and definitely, destiny will not forgive you. On this note, I will hand over to the next speaker. The next speaker is in person of Evangelist Ige. She'll be speaking on entrepreneurship and enterprise development in the 21st century and beyond. Thank you.
And I really am grateful for the fact that I'm able to come and deliver this lecture, and also for the fact that they said always a lecturer forever and will die a lecturer. So I thank God for that, because being able to be in a lot of lectures to do with our youth, and also I do lecture from 0 to 100 years old, if you're ready to learn. That is my qualification. And I thank God, because knowledge is power. And once you start, you can never stop in education. wise. So it's better to progress ourselves and also to look at what's going on in the 21st century now and beyond. So I'm thanking the chair and the chair lady and also my co-speakers, and I hope you all learn and gain from this seminar and can take something home to do with establishing ourselves as women, but also not forgetting that men would always be the head. We are only the helpmates. First, my own is entrepreneurship and enterprise development in the 21st century and beyond. Definition of entrepreneurship and definition of enterprise. An entrepreneur is an individual who accepts financial risk and undertakes new financial ventures. The word derives from the French entry, to enter, and prion, to take, and in a general sense appears to any person